Imagine standing in complete darkness, looking up at what appears to be millions of stars. Except you're actually underground. And those lights? They're tiny bioluminescent creatures creating nature's most spectacular light show. This is just one of New Zealand's incredible secrets that most visitors never discover. Hey explorers, today we're diving deep into Aotearoa. That's New Zealand's Māori name. But not for the usual Lord of the Rings tours or bungee jumping spots. No, today we're sharing the real hidden treasures that only locals know about. After spending months talking with Kiwis and exploring off-the-beaten-path locations, I've discovered some mind-blowing places that'll transform your New Zealand adventure. Here's the thing about New Zealand. While tourists flock to Queenstown and Milford Sound, which are amazing, don't get me wrong, there's a whole other side to this country that most guidebooks don't tell you about. And trust me, what I discovered completely changed how I view hidden places. The biggest challenge? Most visitors stick to the well-worn tourist path, missing out on the authentic experiences that make New Zealand truly special. They end up with the same photos, same stories, and same experiences as everyone else, but not after watching this video. Let's dive into 10 incredible local secrets that will revolutionize your New Zealand journey. First up is a secret that locals kept from me for weeks. Everyone knows about the famous hot springs in Rotorua. But did you know that just 2 hours south, hidden in the depths of a native forest, lies Te Manaroa Spring? It's New Zealand's largest natural hot spring, and unlike its commercial cousins, this spot is completely free and largely unknown to tourists. The locals told me the best time to visit is just before sunrise, when steam rises from the crystal clear water into the crisp morning air. Just magical. Now, this next one completely blew my mind. In Wellington, skip the tourist restaurants and head to the Hannah's Laneway precinct. But here's the local secret. There's a hidden underground food scene that comes alive after 9 p.m. Look for a red door marked only with a small fish symbol, and you'll discover a rotating supper club where local chefs experiment with fusion dishes, combining Maori traditions with modern cuisine. The menu changes nightly, and you'll need a local's recommendation to get in, but I'll share how to make that happen in just a moment. Third on our list is something so unexpected, I had to verify it with multiple locals. The old ghost road on the South Island isn't just another hiking trail. It's an 85-kilometer ancient gold miners' route turned mountain biking paradise. But here's what the guidebooks don't tell you. Local riders know about a series of natural rock shelters along the trail that aren't marked on any maps. These shelters offer the most incredible sunrise views over the Mokehinui River Gorge, and if you time it right during winter, you might catch the southern lights from these spots. Speaking of hidden spots, let me tell you about Warariki Beach. While tourists crowd the famous Cathedral Cove, locals head to this remote paradise in Golden Bay. But here's the secret. There's an unmarked farm track that cuts the walking time in half and leads to a series of caves that are completely missed by most visitors. The caves are home to a colony of fur seals, and during low tide, you can safely observe them from natural rock platforms. Just remember to bring your camera. The baby seals playing in the rock pools create some of the most heartwarming photo opportunities you'll ever find. And here's a detail that even some locals don't know. If you time your visit between July and September, you might catch something extraordinary. This is when the rare Hector's dolphins, the world's smallest dolphin species, come close to shore to feed. Local fishermen told me about a specific spot just past the third cave entrance, where you can often see them playing in the waves during sunrise. Bring a thermos of hot coffee, find a sheltered spot among the rocks, and you might witness one of nature's most intimate shows. Now, before I reveal the next secret, let me tell you something that changed my entire perspective on exploring New Zealand. The fifth secret is something I almost missed entirely. While tourists queue up for commercial Maori cultural shows, there's a small community in the Urewera region that offers something entirely different. Through a local connection, which I'll explain how to make, you can join a real Maori family for a day of traditional food gathering and preparation. You'll learn to find medicinal plants in the bush, catch freshwater kura, crayfish, and prepare a traditional hangi feast. But here's the incredible part. They only accept 1 or 2 visitors per month, making it one of the most exclusive and authentic cultural experiences in the country. The family I stayed with shared an ancient tradition that really shows how deep this experience goes. Before the food gathering begins, you'll participate in a dawn karakia, a traditional blessing, where you'll learn specific phrases in Te Reo Māori that have been passed down for generations. These aren't tourist phrases, they're real, living connections to the land. They'll teach you how to identify specific plants by their traditional names, like horapito, known as the Māori pepper tree, which adds an incredible flavor to wild-caught fish. And speaking of fish, they'll show you the traditional method of weaving flax into fishing lines, a skill that's becoming increasingly rare even among locals. Number 6 completely changed how I view New Zealand's night sky. Forget the commercial stargazing tours in Tekapo. Local astronomers showed me a hidden spot in the Ahuriri Valley where the dark sky is even more pristine. The best part? There's a natural hot pool nearby where you can stargaze while soaking in warm water. Time it right during a new moon, and you might witness something truly spectacular. The aurora australis reflecting off the valley's glacial lakes. The locals here have developed a fascinating system for predicting the best viewing nights. They taught me how to read the particular cloud patterns that roll over the Southern Alps when you see what they call the dragon's breath, a specific wave-like formation. You know you're in for an exceptional night of stargazing. They also showed me a hidden cave near the hot pools where glowworms create what looks like a mirror image of the stars above. It's like being sandwiched between two star fields, an experience that literally left me speechless for several minutes. Here's something that locals have been keeping quiet about. New Zealand has a secret season. While most tourists visit during summer or winter, locals know that late May is the sweet spot. Not only are the autumn colors at their peak, but this is when the giant longfin eels migrate up the rivers. Find yourself in the right spot along the Pelorus River, and you'll witness a natural phenomenon that few tourists ever see. These magnificent creatures swimming upstream in the crystal clear water, some over 100 years old. The 8th secret is one that took me weeks to verify. In the depths of Kahurangi National Park lies a valley that locals call the Lost World. Unlike the tourist-heavy tracks, this hidden route requires local knowledge to navigate. But what makes it truly special is what happens here during spring. The entire valley floor transforms into a sea of Mount Cook lilies, creating a white carpet that stretches for kilometers. The catch? The only way to find it is by following specific landmarks known to local hiking guides. Secret number 9 is a food lover's dream. While tourists line up at famous restaurants, locals follow what they call the Wild Food Trail, a network of small farms, cheesemakers, and family-owned vineyards that aren't on any official maps. The highlight? A retired chef's private kitchen hidden in an old railway station where he serves what might be the best whitebait fritters in the country. But don't expect regular opening hours. You'll need to know the right time to visit. What makes this trail truly special is how it changes with the seasons. In spring, you'll find yourself foraging for wild mushrooms with local experts who know exactly which fallen logs to check. Come summer, there's a hidden orchard where heritage apple varieties, brought by the first European settlers, still grow wild. But the real treasure is in autumn, when you can join the locals for what they call the golden harvest, gathering chestnuts and honey from wild hives, all while learning about the area's rich gold mining history. Each stop on the trail has its own story, its own specialty, and most importantly, its own character. Like Marie, the 80-year-old cheesemaker who still uses her grandmother's recipes and will only share them with visitors who show genuine interest in the traditional methods. And now for the most incredible secret of all. Everyone knows about Roy's Peak and its famous viewpoint, but local photographers introduced me to what they call nature's infinity pool. It's a natural rock formation high in the Kaikoura Ranges that creates a perfect reflection of the mountains and sky. The catch? It's only accessible during certain months, and you'll need local knowledge to find it. But trust me, the 3-hour hike is worth it for what might be the most spectacular photo opportunity in all of New Zealand. One thing all these locations have in common is the way they connect you to the real New Zealand. It's in the small moments, like when a local farmer stops to share his thermos of tea with you on the trail, or when you learn that the strange rock formation you're looking at is actually central to an ancient Maori legend. These aren't just places to visit. They're windows into a way of life that's been carefully preserved by generations of Kiwis who understand that some things are worth protecting from the spotlight of mass tourism. These secrets aren't just about finding hidden spots. They're about experiencing New Zealand the way locals do. It's about slowing down, connecting with people, and discovering places that don't make it onto postcards but will stay in your heart forever. If you've enjoyed uncovering these local secrets, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden gems from around the world. Drop a comment below sharing your own New Zealand discoveries. I'd love to hear them. Remember, the best travels aren't always about following the crowd. Sometimes the most memorable experiences come from taking the path less traveled. Until our next adventure, keep exploring.